Look at how beautiful this is. Hi, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where I used my free time, as you saw at the end of last episode, to amass a bit of science. The problem is I want 5 of these researchers that cost 160, so I need 800 really to continue. I'm gonna start with this because this will give us the weather analyzer, which I assume, since it's later in the tree, will give more science than the other one. And it requires an atmosphere, so this is great to work on Kerbal. And I want to have this just standing around at the 2 locations where I have placed my stuff, and I'm going to do that. I looked at this originally because first I wanted the other struts here, but most importantly I want a relay antenna because I want to have a communication satellite. I want to have a communication satellite network. This also is the better unmanned thing. This one actually comes with a prograde retrograde SAS, which is great. But I definitely wanted the relay antenna. But the problem is, for that satellite I also need expendable photovoltaic panels. For the landing I need the Mark 1.1-3 command pod, because I want to land with 3 Kerbals so that I can do more science, and maybe if we have enough fuel in there, land thrice or 4 times at different points to get different biome data. And we have to reset every time in between, and for that we need a scientist. Also I want to put in an engineer so I can take these parts, like the weather analyzer, not the weather analyzer because the moon doesn't have an atmosphere, but like the photovoltaic panel and this one, the mystery goo analyzer. I want to take them to the moon, so I want to have 3 people in my command module. Minimum pilots on vessel 2? No, minimum crew to operate 1. Crew must include a pilot. This can be used as a probe control point, and then it needs 2 pilots, and it's only for a single hop. Okay. Oh, this can act as a relay. If I'm way out of this comnet, this can act as a relay to allow drone control again. Interesting. Interesting. I'm learning more. I thought I searched through all of this. I want this for the docking ports because I want to do space stations. I want this because I need the longer expandable ladders for my lander. I want the mobile processing lab for a space station. So I want so much, but the most important thing is we need the weather analyzer. So now we need 2 techs, the advanced electronics and the specialized control. The other one is this. Okay, so for my satellites, communication satellites that I have in mind, I only need the advanced electronics. So it's advanced electronics. So what we're building today will be a satellite, a communication satellite. In the meantime, I will shortly go out and place those 2 weather analyzers and 2 photovoltaic cells at the different points, so that we create more science there. And I'm seeing you when I'm back from that and back in the Space Center. So I brought the weather stuff to all of my 3 sites that I have here. The science device testing array, the tracking station weather control, and the field research relay over there. And I renamed them because I found the button for that. And yeah, but we want to actually build a drone. Something completely new. What we are building is Muna communication array. Fuck you. Why did you stop? Muna. Goddamn. Hey! Stop it! What are you doing? What the? Wow. What is your problem? Muna communication array. Enter. What the fuck was that? Great. So we have different types here. These are... No, not like that. How can I fix it this way? Unmanned, remote pilot assist available. Hibernation mode, resource rates at 0.01. It requires a constant electric charge of 1.2 per minute. It cannot transmit science by itself. It has a small antenna inside, but we'll put a big antenna on top of it. The minimum field of view is 21%, and the maximum field of view is 54%. I have no idea what that means. And an anomaly detection, I have no idea what that means. We can scan for terrain if we want to. Interesting. Has a reaction wheel, which will also require a lot of electric charge. Has an SAS with only stability assist. The other one has a better antenna, requires more electric charge, has a better field of view, which I don't know what it's about. I think it doesn't have antennas to all sides. I think that's what it's meaning. It can only like take... Oh god, that's a problem. Has a way better SAS. What else do we have? The Stay Putnik, after Sputnik, the famous Russian drone. Anomaly detection 0%, and terrain scanning, that's 6%, that's 12%. Okay, so we can scan something with that. Interesting. We may need to find out what that is that we can scan with that. Those are re-entry modules. I think these are part of one of the expansions. Okay, so we want the hex. We want the hex. And we want... like a main body of this drone. We want something like that. We have something like structural fuselage. Is that with payload? That's a service module. We don't want a service module or a service bay. It's also the wrong size. That's an engine plate. Comes in different variants. Okay. What can we do with that? This drop is not for it's a tank, it's for no fuel crossfeed. A decoupler with a lot of ejection force. I have no idea what that is. I think this is for really thrusting stuff away. Variants. Medium long, medium short. What? I have no idea what this is. Weird part. We want no docking here. I want the structural stuff. Like these. I think they are the... that doesn't look good. So we need adapters. Wrong adapter. Right adapter. And then we need this, like, twice. This is how our satellite will look like, generally. Doesn't look too good, so it will get more adapters. This is a bit too big. Does this have different? No more info. Don't we have other stuff that's just... Okay, we can also take the struts instead. Because we got like different struts now, like octagonal struts. Yeah, that really fits. Cubic octagonal? No. Modular girder segment. Yeah, this looks like it's the right size. Okay. So we will need photovoltaic panels. I have no idea what the difference is. So these ones, not retractable ones deployed. These ones, they have a 1x6 or a 3x2 variant, and these are retractable. They weigh like twice as much. Otherwise, doing exactly the same. Okay. So the not retractable ones. Let's look at... This is the 3x2, I think. And that's the 1x6. Let's see how it looks if it's extended. Okay. I like the long ones better. Okay. So, retract it again. We won't be able to do that when we're flying. I don't like how the girder looks. I have to go with that fuselage. So we have to go to structural, have to put the adapters on. This is way too much weight already, which we do with this, but this is how we have to go. Okay. Solar panels. The long non-retractable ones. We want 4-fold symmetry. Want the same direction up here. Okay, so if we extend all of them, will they? I have no idea if they will. So we're taking them and we're turning them outwards. Both variants. So this should look fine, yeah. Okay. Okay, I have an idea. We will put heat shields. Oh no, we need nose cones or something like that on one side for the aerodynamics. I'll have to think a while about this. I'll see you when I've designed all of this, and I'm gonna go through what's what here with you. So, this is how our communication array will look like in space. I'm especially liking the symmetry that it has. I think it's really cool. And yeah, that is what we want to take to space. This will be a problem. This will be such a problem. But okay. So basically these are other structural tanks that I now found that are the T12 structural tubes. They look like this. They're empty and you can even place stuff inside. So hidden inside that are a total of 6 battery packs of these ones, the big ones, the 200 charge battery packs. I mean, could have even put these ones inside. I mean, one at the top, one at the bottom would be more. No, we have more. We have more. I was counting like a stupid idiot. Okay, so this is what we wanna take into space. So now we have to think about how we do that. I also made a custom action group I put it into gear because I'm not sure whether I have the custom groups that exist. I don't know if I have them yet. So here custom ones. I put it in the gear group. It will extend the solar panels. But first we're gonna retract them again so that we can work. So now I want to try something live. That's why I took you to this, because I want to try out. Where's that thing? Don't I have that? Yeah, here it is. The protective shell, 1.25 meters. Starting from here, answer placement, cost, mass. Okay. So these are basically what I can do. I can do stuff like this. I can do stuff like this now and hide my complete satellite inside here. This was of course placed stupidly because I wanted to show it to you, but that's basically what I'm doing here. It's where all those service modules are placed. Could have used also those for batteries, but I think this will be enough. So I have to place them like this, and this somewhere closer to this. Hey, let me place it. This is not working. This will be working. Those fairing. Okay. This is called a fairing. Okay. So what it does, it tapes with aerodynamics. So now all those parts that are weirdly placed and not really 100% symmetric, they're taken care of. In this upper part, I only have RCS fuel tanks because I don't think I'm planning to have an upper stage of a rocket, put this one into the orbit that I want, and I don't think we'll need to make more alterations, but if we do, we have a bit of monopropellant and RCS thrusters to do that. So they're placed symmetrically so that it does make sense. Everything is perfectly symmetrical here. So this is what's going to be our upper stage. Let me build the rocket to push it into space. Now, before even trying to start this, I want to upgrade my tracking station to maximum network power. Doesn't really look different on the screen here now, but we did it. What? These vessels are landed at the tracking station. Please remove them before continuing. Okay, I'm gonna take all that stuff away from there and put it elsewhere. I didn't know that. Okay, so I'm gonna remove all of these. Okay. That gave me something to do. Okay, I'll see you in a second. So now I've moved all the stuff away so that it doesn't block the research and development thingy and the tracking station from being upgraded. We've now unknown object tracking, which I don't like because I did the tutorial mission with the asteroids and it's not fun. So now asteroid interception missions should arise. We'll see that when we go here. Like here. That's something one of the companies runs from here. So they both want me to put stuff into weird orbits, but we want actually to put it on the moon. Our communication array, but here. There's a size E asteroid somewhere close to Kerbal, and that's what we can track now. And when we can try to mine the asteroid, it's not really my style, but what I did this for was the maximum DSN power to be upgraded, so that control of drones should be easier now. But let's just go into the vehicle assembly building so that I can show you the rocket that I devised. And this is what we're trying to start. I have only antennas below this fairing, so I don't know whether this will work. And also I'm not sure about this. I think 1400 meters per second delta V is not enough. But we have 1900 and the delta V is actually also has a thing with the thrust to weight ratios. So once these heavy fuel boosters are gone, this number will go up, I think. Let's just try to launch it and directly see if we have a connection or if the fairing blocks it. We have full probe control and 100% signal strength. Okay. So we want to start in that direction as always. We have to toggle SAS. We have to take an eye on our electric charge. We have only 1200 of that. So we have to take care. Always a bit of throttle and then go. Okay, this is actually steerable. I put in more SAS reaction wheels and I have the wings for in-atmosphere control. And also one of the one engine in the middle is actually steerable. I like that one engine, so I'm always taking that. It's the swivel engine. We're a bit too fast, as you can see by the supersonic effect that's going on here. I think it's the supersonic effect. Maybe we'll see once we devise a space shuttle. Let's try to turn a bit more. Apoapsis is almost in space. Yeah, and all is going well. So I'll see you when something is wrong. I'm now going to do my regular gravity turn maneuver. Should have waited a bit before turning so much, for the atmosphere to get less dense, but we can now already turn and do what they call coasting. So actually being in high atmosphere and just accelerating towards the horizon, which will directly elongate our flight itinerary here. Okay, this already has switched to vacuum delta V, and we have way too much fuel in that stage. But that allows us to adjust our lunar orbit if we want to, like a few times. Oh, and it's ready to get rid of that rocket. Okay, we had that in different stages. Something weird was going on there. We can now get rid of the fairing and toggle the gear action group, which can be detoggled again because this is a one-time toggle. We now have solar power if we want to. But okay, we're in space. I'm seeing you when I reach a lunar orbit. Not an orbit, but a lunar rendezvous. Okay. We are now in an approach to the moon with a periapsis of 227. But what I want to do here is another maneuver, as long as we're still far away from the moon, because now like little things can... No, cannot auto warp. That wasn't the thing that I wanted to do. Right click also not. Sometimes, fuck you. Sometimes you can set your camera to focus on the moon and then it works. But then other times it just doesn't. Whatever. I wanted I want to do a polar orbit. So I'm trying to see whether I can program a polar orbit from here by coming in from above, because this should be easy from here. We have a periapsis over the moon, but it's still to the right. It's still to the right, so we have to go radial a bit, I think. Oh, this is so difficult to see. Is the periapsis now above the moon? Can't be. Can't be. Wanna go... No, that's not the direction we want to go in. Okay. Okay. More like this. More like this. Yeah, that's almost a polar orbit. We're going in here and then we're moving like this. Yeah. This is alright. Just 90 in direction of the maneuver. And since we are still far away, it doesn't care if I burn now for 90. 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, go. A little bit more. Okay, so let's see how is our periapsis looking now. Periapsis is further away from the moon. Okay, and looking weird. It's not like I want it to be at a maneuver. We want to come in further from above. Even further above. Does this help, by the way? No, it doesn't. Does this help? No, it doesn't. Does this help? We want to have a higher incline. I think this helps. But only a bit. Oh, it's so difficult to gauge what you're supposed to do here. Okay. In direction of the maneuver again. Another 70. Okay. So now... Yeah, this flight path, this orbit has the same inclination as our orbit around the moon will have when we are around the moon. So we want this to be as polar as possible without losing the moon on its way. Going whoa, something weird happened. I had the finickiness of the maneuver with like going very straightforward in a fashion that I will recognize at what it's gonna do, and then all of a sudden things just flip around. Okay, this direction for 40. Okay. So now our orbit will look like this. Can we? Yeah, we can. Okay, our orbit will look like this. So Where's our ship? Can't see the ship because of... There it is. This is maneuver. So we wanna see, does this help? No, this doesn't help. Does this help? No, it doesn't help. Both of them don't help. Okay. New maneuver. I want to learn something about orbital mechanics here. Anti-radial. No. Radial. Also not. Okay. Same maneuver point. Prograde. No. The opposite of what we don't want to do. Retrograde. Wow, there it is. There it is. Oh, overshooting it. Overshooting it. That was the wrong handle that I put there. I put the radial handle for a bit. So this is going over almost polar. It's almost polar. That's 5.3. Wow, this is really helping to go in just a bit slower. Okay. So our new orbit has this inclination. Okay. Let's try more. Let's try to be more precise. That's the wrong direction again. This is almost 90 degrees inclination. We want 90-degree inclination over. Yeah. But we also, and that's the other thing, we also, since the moon is rotation locked in regard to Kerbin, we also want this to be facing this way. This way should be the disk of the orbit, so that it doesn't turn in regard to Kerbin when the moon is rotating. Because the moon rotates, but it rotates one time around at the same time as it does one flight around Kerbin. So it's rotation locked, like our moon. Okay, we have... Okay, that's 90-degree inclination. Okay, perfect. Yeah, 90-degree inclination is of course not the same as with this here. Do we have an encounter or not? If we lose our encounter again... Ah, that's the second encounter. Yeah, nobody cares about second encounters. Okay. So then we'll have a periapsis over the moon that will be around 400k. That's okay, and we can retrograde burn there as we still will have control over our vessel. Okay. Okay, we're coming actually from below the moon. I was thinking we were turning the other side around, but okay. No, we're coming from above the moon. Oh god, these orbital stuff. It looks so weird sometimes. We have to wait till... yeah. We will have a second encounter with a higher periapsis, but we're using this one to see how much we need to burn. Way too much. We need to burn around... Oh, look at that inclination towards Kerbin. That's great. That's great. That should really work. So 177. We will only have about 1500 left. So we still way overdid it. And I thought, oh, this data V doesn't look good. Yeah, we way overdid it. I mean, I know that I need 900 delta V plus about 200 to break to get to the moon. But okay. So we need to burn for 14 seconds. What? 143 is the apoapsis. Okay. For some reason I was looking wrong. Okay, somewhere near the apoapsis. We're gonna ignore this and burn retrograde. Until we have an orbit. We have an orbit. Okay. We want the orbit to be more circular, so this is the perfect point to break. Let's look at apo and periapsis. We're actually moving away from the periapsis. So let's look at the, let's warp to the periapsis to circulate this orbit. We still have full signal strength, and that's why I upgraded the KSC. I said to the periapsis, not beyond the periapsis, but whatever. $450 to $480. Yeah, that's all right. That's almost circular. Okay, so next point will be, we're going down. The next point will be, it's difficult to see this. Next point will be around where the lines cross, so around here. Yeah, he wants to warp up there. Down here, please. Where I'm flying. Like there. At maneuver here. So what we don't want to do is we want... Which direction do we want to turn? This way? Yeah, this way. We want to have it... Oh god! Stop accidentally right-clicking. Give me my maneuver back. We want the perfect inclination. We get it like right here. That's the inclination that I want. We're gonna have to burn for 5 seconds. Okay. Align ourselves towards maneuver point. And burn for 5 seconds once we reach the maneuver point. For that I'm gonna warp to it again. Once I'm aligned. Maneuver is in 55 minutes, so warp here. Warp here. This warp is not a warp, but whatever. Sometimes it just doesn't warp. Are we properly placed? I think we are. 5-second burn. We have our new inclination, which is wrong. Okay. Why is it that much off? Okay. Is this still the anti-normal? Does this still work? Yes, this does turn it the right way. We should have moved with the anti-normal instead of doing this for 5 seconds. Okay. Yeah, of course that's what happened. Would have been easier if I had a probe that allowed me to go for anti-normal node automatically. I know that higher level pilots can. Because I want my perfect stationary orbit here. I mean, it's not a stationary orbit. That's the wrong... it's the wrong distance from the moon. Gonna warp here. And gonna go prograde. 500 to 500. Circular orbit. Perfect, we have an orbit of 500 by 500 and our Munar communication array is there where it can... Okay, so my problem is this moon is not rotation locked. It's either that this moon is not rotation locked or we are for some reason not rotation locked with the moon. Okay, so we'll have to deal with the shadow of the moon for like 5% of our... So communication shadow from the moon for like 5% of our travel. That's a bummer. We'll have to, we will have more communication arrays flying around. I'll place a similar one around Minmus. And I'll try to place a similar one around Eve, Moho, and Duna, just to have like enough reach to just reach every place in the Mooners in the Kerbal system. Okay, so I'm happy with how this played out. So I'm gonna get rid of all the stuff that's flying around with me. For that I'm gonna go not radial, normal, and gonna push that away from me. So here we have it, our communication array. Okay, they are aligning themselves. Look at how beautiful this is. This is great. This is really great. I like my communications array. Okay, communication array is in place and gets enough sun here and will seldomly be in the shadow of the moon or in the communication shadow of the moon. So everything's fine. Okay, today's mission worked out. Tomorrow we're gonna try to start building a lander or something like that. Have a nice day. See you then.